film, right?
Yes. Uh-huh. Exactly. You nailed it.
I think I claim that role.
I don't know.
Okay. Anytime, Dave.
All right, we've been rolling for about 20 seconds.
Awesome. Okay, so welcome to class. We are learning about special effects makeup today. So we'll go through kind of the process of stage versus film makeup, as well as we'll get to create our own bruises, which if we were in a normal class, you would later then get to use that in an actual production that we would put on. Okay, so stage versus film. Have any of you guys seen like musicals or plays put on? No. Okay. So this is one of my favorite musicals. It's the musical Wicked. You can see the two very different makeup looks here. And they're some of the best that I think to showcase how it's different between film and, you know, theatrical makeup. Because a lot of the time your stage makeup, when you're actually in a musical and on a stage, it's gonna have to be really big and extravagant because it's like standing here and you guys being all the way down there. And sometimes, you know, when you're on a stage, you're elevated and you're, you know, a lot higher than what the audience is, or sometimes the audience is higher and you're a lot lower. So it's harder to see features and be able to see makeup done. So it has to be a little bit more extravagant. So a lot of the times, like if you went and stood next to, her name is Glinda in the musical. If you stood next to Glinda, she'll have a lot of blush on. Her eye makeup will be a lot more dramatic. And then it also isn't changing, so it won't change throughout the performance. It may change between first half and second half, but it won't change scene to scene because there's not enough time. You don't have time, you know, to be redoing eyeshadow. It has to stay put, and it has to be something that can stay throughout the entire performance. Okay. And then film. Have you guys seen Stranger Things?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So you haven't. So the premise of Stranger Things is this kid goes missing, and I don't want to spoil all of it for you. It's a sci-fi film, or not film, TV series. It's really good. But this kid goes missing, and his mom doesn't know for at least about 12 hours. So she gets up and she gets ready in the morning, and then throughout the series, her makeup gets less and less in terms of actual normal day-to-day makeup. You can see in this first one, she's very much done up, you know, she's done her makeup in the morning. Her hair looks very nice. She has a little bit of lipstick on. This next one, this is just shortly after she finds out her son has gone missing. In the scene, she's actually in the police department being like, you have to do something. Like, my kid's missing, you're not doing anything. And you can see, not only from her facial expression, she's very worked up, but she doesn't have makeup on anymore. Her hair is a little bit more just disheveled, and you know, she's starting to get bags in her eyes because she's stressed and she's not sleeping. And then this last one, just before she goes to actually kind of get her son back and attack the thing that took it, you can actually see like the bags under her eyes are a lot more prominent. You know, she definitely doesn't have makeup on anymore. And I believe somewhere in here, there's actually a little bit of bruising in there. You just can't tell very well because of this really horrible shadow angle. But film, you can actually change makeup between scenes like this, and you can be a lot more subtle. Like what I'm gonna show you guys, you can be a lot more subtle in your makeup because cameras more and more are a lot more high definition. So you can pick up all of those minute details and be able to see different things like these changes throughout the film. Eventually get there. There we go. So we're going to create our own bruising. The best way to start is to find a reference photo that you think that you can recreate, and the best way to do it is find real ones. So you don't want to find somebody else's bruising that they've done makeup-wise. You want to find something that is an actual real injury, as morbid as that sounds, but it helps to actually create realistic looking bruising. And you want to definitely make sure that you're layering the colors from your lightest to your darkest, because once you put a dark color down, you're gonna start washing it out with those lighter colors. So like this one, you can see the yellow, that's not what we wanted. You can see the yellow is underlaying all of this purple, and this one, which I'm standing in front of, you can see the yellow underneath all of this red. And bruises will also, as they age, they'll become more yellow and that brown color, because you've all had bruises, right? So they'll become more yellow as they age, and the fresher they are, the more purple and red that they will be, especially if it's a very traumatic injury. You'll have a lot more blood in that area, because that's what a bruise is. It's just essentially blood that hasn't escaped the skin. So it's just blood underneath your skin, so the harder that you fall or the harder that you're hit, the more blood that you're gonna have in that area, which is why you see varying degrees of color in bruises. Your bruising will also take patterns of what you were hit with. So like if you're hit with a car, there's a chance that you'll get the grill of the car bruised in the shape of your bruise. Or like this one, it's a handprint, so you can see the different fingers here where she got bruised. Does that make sense? Okay. So we're gonna make our own. If you're using the cream palette, which is this one here, you're gonna be doing the fingerprint bruise. And if you have the other ones, which are called alcohol palettes, because they have to be activated with 99% alcohol, you'll be doing the one on your right. So, left. Your left, my right. Thank you. So these palettes, I'm also doing this because Halloween is coming up. That's why we paper towels. I'm also doing this because Halloween is coming up. So if you were looking to recreate this sort of thing for Halloween, I do not suggest buying these alcohol activated pellets. They're like $90. They are really expensive. So I suggest going to like Walmart if you're looking to recreate this and getting closer to like cream palettes, or even like places like Spirit. They'll have kind of a little bit cheaper. They won't be necessarily as high quality as some of these palettes, but if you are wanting to recreate this later on, kind of your cheaper Walmart options are the best way to start. I'll have you each take one of the small brushes. They're a little bit easier to get details in. And then I would do this either on your hand or on your forearm. You can try it on your face, but you can't see that very well. So I suggest on like your forearm or hands. Okay, so step one. You want to take your lightest color first. So go ahead and start with a yellow for the one on your left.
This one in the
Yes.
middle?
Yeah, the one in the middle.
I have some help.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, and at any point it becomes like dry, just yell at me. That's smart. There you go. Yeah. And definitely lighter is key. Oh, your brush, I think, is dirty. I'm gonna be a different one.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, sorry. These have been used throughout the year, and I sometimes don't get them cleaned all the way. Let's try this one.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so you definitely want to go lighter than darker, because you can always build on that color. But if you do end up going too dark, just take a little bit of the alcohol, which I think that this is still wet if you need it, and just kind of blot it out. Or sometimes I'll even just take a little on my fingers and blot it out.
Okay. This one's dark too. I don't know if it's the brush or the. Looks like a bruise. Looks like a bruise. I'll be this. But that one.
It looks like you've been like by a campfire.
I'm by campfire. Look kind of bloody.
No.
Okay, try this one.
Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. For your brush? Yeah. Perfect.
A quarter shot.
Just a second. Wait for everybody to kind of catch up. Perfect. Thank you. How's yours looking? Nice. Then another tip, if you want your bruise to be small, understand that your yellow or like your lightest color may be a little bit larger than your intended area, just because it will disperse as your blood or as your bruise is healing. Does that make sense? This also, I also have a small medical history, so this also like, when you look at it from the medical side, you also have to look at it that way, because if you like break an arm, if you break it where like if I break my arm on the table, it's not gonna break downwards, it's gonna break upwards. Does that make sense? So you also have to think logically a little bit. You guys ready for the next step?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna wanna add a little bit sort of red colors, slightly purple colors. So I would actually try for this one. Yep. Yeah. And you'll want to make it a little bit splotchy because bruises aren't normally in a perfect circle. They'll have a little bit of discoloration and a little bit of variation to them. Do you guys have questions so far?
I'm working on that.
Yeah. So then, when you get to that point that you have there, that's nice where you are. Oh, perfect. I sometimes will either take,
Is this?
yes, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you're all good. Thank you.
Yes.
So I normally will take a little bit of the spray and then just tap it out.
So it blends a little bit.
Yep, exactly. And then I'll also, probably a little bit more. I'll throw a little bit in the top here. Maybe, there we go. Or
It's a deep dark bruise.
I sometimes will also take it from the actual pot itself if there's a lot in it. Just don't do what I did and actually stick your finger in it.
All the way.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
looks like I broke my hand.
Yeah, you don't want as harsh lines on your end.
Oh, it does look like you
There.
broke your hand.
Yeah, that's
Let me
actually
see.
not bad.
Dude, it
Why
looks like
does
you were
mine
really
suck?
like beat up.
I'm feeling the
let's see
same
your
way.
fingers. And then tap it. Yep.
How do I get mine to look cool too?
No, mine just.
And then kind of rub out
Mine
the
looks
edges
like
here.
weird.
Try. Can I have that paper towel? Thank you. You can also try with the paper towel.
First rule about
It's-
Fight Club.
you don't want
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Okay. Because otherwise it looks fake. You
Yeah.
want it to look like it's coming from your skin.
Okay.
Everybody else doing good? Questions,
That
comments,
looks
concerns?
pretty.
Yeah, it's working. Add more. So bruising, it won't normally bruise on your bone. I don't know why. That's just what I've been told. I don't have a good reasoning. So add definition like around the skin, more muscly areas, instead of on top of the bones. Does that make sense? And you can do that with the darker colors here in a second.
Yeah, I can figure out.
Okay.
That looks like I broke my toe.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we'll keep adding definition can add slightly more purples, a little bit more blue colors here. Yeah, and like on yours, take some of these like darker colors in the more like tissue
Muscle
parts.
tissue.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, and definitely do some like tapping and spotting instead of just swiping. Does that make
I
sense?
tell people I got in a fight last night.
How are we doing? It's looking good. Add some more color.
Yeah.
Because it definitely looks like it's a healing bruise, but it would still have a little bit more definition and color to that.
Yeah.
So would it be like darker on the insides and like lighter on the outside?
Yep,
No,
definitely.
honestly, yeah, like kiss on my hand.
Feel free to also mix your blues and your reds. Don't
Make
worry.
it purple.
Yeah, you don't just have to, you know, go with the colors there. You can see, like, I've made a mess of this palette.
Okay.
So feel free to, like, mix all of your colors around too. That's looking really good. I like this. I like the purple with the brown there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I like that too. Add some more, like, instead of just doing your brush this way, go ahead and like turn it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't have no good time.
This is so fun. Gotta make yourself look clean.
Yeah. And also, you don't have to stick just to your area. Like on yours, you can go like slightly around the edges too, just to blend it out so it doesn't look like the paint here. You want it to try and blend in a little bit. I'm just using you as an example because I can see yours there. Yeah. Do some more here in the middle. It looks like a tattoo of a butterfly. If I'm gonna be completely honest. So, that's what you're going for. There's no for maybe you got hit by a really hard butterfly. So,
I don't know about where I live.
I don't know what you do every time.
I just
Maybe you fight butterflies.
That's what I do.
So, instead of letting the water like wash out like that, try and take slightly, what's the word I'm looking for? More pigmented sort of things. So it doesn't just blend out, but you get this like different coloration. And like with the alcohol, you can also take it a little bit and blot it out. Which then, because you still have color drifting off of that, you'll be able to get that definition around the edges. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking better.
Yeah. Take some more. Take like a little bit of this brown and some like the bluish purplish colors. I would start with the brown, and then and then just kind of mix it in with like this right in here. Yep. And then put it right in your center, but not just in the center, kind of like
Around?
yeah. Is that kind of like on the one up there, how the blue is concentrated just on the bottom there, and then it's more purple on the top. Try and make
Are
it a
you?
little bit of definition.
The art classes are supposed to be
Yeah.
super good,
But I'm not good at art.
but it's fun. You'll learn something.
I like this. Go ahead and add some more definition,
Okay.
kind of right around this middle part, just to blend it all out. But that looks good. I like that.
Okay, we'll do.
I'm nailing.
Add a little bit more definition, maybe right in here.
Right.
So it
What
looks like
color would you go with?
I would go with like your darker blues and probably this purple here. Is it still wet or do you need some more alcohol in it?
Yeah.
And then try, instead of swiping, try poking it, dotting it. Yeah.
looks normal.
Yeah, and then take a little bit more of your red purpley colors and just blend this one out. So it's not red versus blue. You don't want it to kind of work together. Is this making sense to you guys?
It makes me feel like it's like hidden. I know my arm like feels weird now.
Yeah, that's looking good. You have a little bit too much alcohol on your brush, so you're wiping off all of your work.
Yeah.
So try, can you run this one second?
Yeah.
So
Is that better?
try and take like more pigment there, and then you see how it's like really brown. Go ahead and then wash it out with your alcohol instead of just washing with alcohol and getting a little bit of paint.
Alright.
Does that make sense? I think your brown is, I don't know if that's the color you wanted. Yeah, that looks good. Then take some of the like slightly redder colors and go ahead and go around the outside of that one. Oh, okay. You went way over.
I have a question. Is this supposed to burn?
Is it burning? So it is alcohol, it will burn a little bit, but if it's burning a lot, then go ahead and stop.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to wipe it off?
Yes, please.
Remember the
When do you want me to cut?
You can go ahead and cut.